Welcome to the PopcornTalk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Marvel Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the Marvel Universe.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites! Welcome back to our something show of the year. I lost count. I stopped trying.
We've done.
Yeah, a number of shows we've done. If one of you lovely Marvelites wants to go and figure out how many shows we've actually done this year, just 2015, that would be great. But you don't got it. But I do know that it's 57 in all. I do know that.
Yeah, only 43 away from 100.
We're so close,
Wait,
you guys. I can feel it. I
hear something. Wait, tell your doctor right away. What? What, Matt? Is there something you need to tell me?
No, like
muted.
Oh my god! I thought my computer was muted, and I was wrong.
What do you have to tell your doctor about?
Yeah.
Nothing. It was a commercial.
Has it lasted longer than 4 hours?
It's still going.
Those Doctor Strange pics have kept him going for many hours.
Yep. No, you want to be close
His
to
eye
this.
of Agamotto is strong.
Oh wow!
Welcome to the show, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
what's up?
PG. We are the Marvel Movie News coming to you live from nowhere. I finally fixed it. Nowhere. Where we tell you all the news from all the studios and why you should be as excited as we are. Mm-hmm. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News or find us through the Popcorn Talk Network, YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network, or you can find us on their website, popcorntalknetwork.digbittygot.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN or on Facebook/Marvel News. Follow us, like us. Validate our existence.
We like
Give
you.
us instead of stars on Twitter, you give us hearts now.
Give us hearts, and they like sparkle.
Mm-hmm. They're like a little magical
great.
girl from an anime. It's so cute.
I have to side with Joseph Scrimshaw, the Jedi Alliance host. He said that the hearts like make him kind of anxious because he feels like he's only got one heart and Zelda left, like he's about to die. And I have to I kind of felt that too. So
That's
anyway,
cute.
Wait, what's Twitter?
You have one. You just forget to, trust us. It's out there. It's out
the
there.
tweet box.
It's a thing that
Tweet or
people
Twitter.
write.
Shelby's an
stuff
80-year-old
on.
on the internet. It's a whole
Oh, you're
thing.
adorable. Guys, speaking of the Twitters, if you guys will tweet out a link to our show telling people about the live chat, Marissa in the booth will retweet you.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Marissa?
What's up?
Can we call her like Pepper Potts? Like what's it like Marissa Potts? Like does that
Well,
sounds
no,
awful?
no,
actually.
no. If we're it's Good Friday. It's Friday.
Friday's good, right?
Yeah.
We'll call her or Jocasta.
I mean, if we're going with
is
the
that a little
Guardians
too
theme,
deep? Yeah.
and we're in nowhere, I think we need to stick with the Guardians theme.
Mantis.
Honorary Mantis from the week.
Yeah, she's our Mantis. All right, fine. Mantis. Hi, Mantis.
Hello.
I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key.
I'm Meredith Placko at Placko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at Coy Jandreau.
And who's this that we've got with us
Hi,
today?
I am Shelby Steele at I am Shelby Steele. Really simple, to the point.
Very
But
simple.
with an E, right? Shelby Steele with
no,
an
S-T-E-E-L,
Oh,
no
see,
E.
this is
See, the
very
spelling's important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Well, because there's only one right way.
Oh,
mine.
that makes sense.
Isn't it at Shelby M. Steele? Did you change it?
just
Okay.
Shelby
I am
Steele.
Shelby Still.
Sorry, guys.
See, like, we're going to debate your name and ruin it for everyone.
Do you want to tell us about yourself? Like what you're up to? Like, is there anything
Who
that
are
you can talk
you?
about?
What do you do? Why
You've been
are
on
you
the show
here?
before, but like
I have
maybe
to talk?
Yeah.
What?
I'm afraid
Oh, no.
so. I'm afraid so.
Uh-oh. What am I doing here?
Well, you just showed up and we decided to put you in a chair.
spot.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
There's that. What am I doing?
Her.
I just came back from filming the second
Season. They're called
second
seasons.
season of
Yeah.
Powers.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Brian
wow.
Michael Bendis.
We're with a real life living celebrity here today.
He's the reason
I'm
Bendis
real.
watched our show a few weeks back that I got so excited about.
Is Bendis watching the show today?
I assume he's always watching. I'm always on my best behavior.
Like, do you mean he's like God in that way? Oh, Bendis is always
Well,
watching.
Owatu is Bendis. They have similar haircuts. They have very similar stature.
Ah, Bendis is our Owatu.
That's how I see
it.
it.
I'll take it. Well, thank you for joining us today. And we've got...
Well, real quick, what character do you play on Powers?
I play Chaotic Chick,
Awesome.
Nice.
which I think is all I'm allowed to say.
That's
now.
fine. That is...
I have no idea what I can and cannot say.
No, but that was in the first season, which is out now on the
I'm allowed to say
PlayStation Network, correct?
Sony's first show on PS4.
Awesome.
And I hope everyone can see it more.
Yay.
Give it about.
Very cool.
Well, we've got... Everyone's excited to hear me talking about Doctor Strange, and I don't blame them because I am... like the only person in the world who loves Doctor Strange this much.
Well, this isn't the Marvel movie news show. It's actually Matt Key's Doctor Strange show and other things.
It's my love letter to Doctor Strange show. But we've also got Deadpool, just for you. We've got a little bit of Iron Fist, kind of not a lot, but something to talk about.
Do we have anything from Meredith to talk about? Oh, Agents of
Agent
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Carter.
Oh,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
But we're going to start
Something happened
over
on
at
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fox.
this week that I'm really excited about.
We're going to start at Fox with X-Men Apocalypse, where we've discovered this week that Wolverine might, it's rumored, might be involved in the reshoots, which would mean he's actually in the film. So,
I feel that a Wolverine cameo in any X-Men film is almost necessary, especially given his most iconic scene from the first, from first class,
where
which
he
is probably my favorite Wolverine cameo
it's
ever.
A very good one.
I'm okay with them doing a quick reshoot and popping him in there. I really don't need Wolverine in Apocalypse full on. We don't need to have like a dark Wolverine. We don't need to have him in the story. There's so many other mutants already that they're going to tell a pretty good story, hopefully. But I am excited to know that he might make an appearance, especially given the fact that we have Jean Grey.
Yeah.
I also am very happy that they're not going to go with the Wolverine Jean Scott love triangle, given his age. That would just be awkward.
That would be very creepy.
Super creepy right
We
now.
don't know what's happening yet.
It'd be so uncomfortable if Sophie Turner and Hugh Jackman just like longingly staring at each other.
Oh,
That would
it's
be a
gonna
little
be
strange,
like little finger all over again.
I'd like it better if he was just walking in the background.
With his butt.
Like you had to point it out. He was never actually in it. It was
Yeah, I'd love if the reshoots were just for Hugh Jackman to be like deep background, like
just hanging out himself.
Well, I do think that like the timeline is going to be really weird, right? Like if aren't there like two Wolverines now, like in this timeline?
effectively, this is skipping ahead a bit, but the Deadpool thing I was talking about last week was the idea that Colossus is kind of tying into like a new wave of X-Men, which we'll get to in more detail, and which they've all but confirmed this week. But I think it's going to be interesting how they handle Wolverine, because he's the only thing they've focused on in these movies. Like he's been their focus the whole time. So with this soft reboot, including him in the soft reboot gives them this weird way that they can't really use Wolverine, because there would be to, unless they go X-23, which they're not ready for yet.
No.
They haven't even begun to get to that point.
No.
So
I think they've really got to get a younger guy to.
I want
that doesn't make
Taron
sense.
Egerton, man. I think Taron
doesn't make
Egerton would be
any
so
sense.
good.
I mean, the thing is that Wolverine doesn't necessarily need to be young because he's already older. I mean, because of his mutant healing factor and everything, he's going to have some age on everyone. But
it shouldn't be 3 decades older than his like love interest stuff.
I mean, even though that kind of was that in the comics.
He's like hundreds of years older than Jean Grey.
Yeah.
He could be. We just don't know.
It's just I think it's just going to be a little awkward if they play up that storyline, but I don't think they are, because
I don't think they will
no, I
at
think the
all.
whole focus. I mean, it already looks like the focal romance is going to be Mystique anyways, with whatever's going on. But I'm just excited to have Hugh Jackman in it, because I think he's a fantastic actor and I love him as Wolverine.
I think it'll be more of a cameo than an actual role.
I think that's why this one's so much bigger, is because they don't have a name like Hugh Jackman leading them. It's now like, let's put everyone we can and make it action, as opposed to just...
I was going to say the same. I'm excited for an ensemble, because we've had a lot of the Wolverine show with his X-Men.
Exactly.
Or the Jennifer Lawrence show.
Yeah, well, I think it'll still be that, but at least we'll have it. Before it was Jennifer Lawrence and Hugh Jackman like fighting over it. I want an ensemble. I want an X-Men movie, and I think we're gonna get an X-Men movie.
You know,
All right, so sorry. The last point, then we're moving on.
Just want to say they could have actually, going back and rethinking, if they had just cast Jennifer Lawrence as Jean Grey from the get-go, I would have been okay with that. I'm just throwing that out there.
That would have been interesting.
I just
Yeah.
want to. All right, now we can move on.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. The teaser will be coming very soon. Brian Singer tweeted out earlier this week that a teaser will be coming soon. Doesn't mean anything. It's not really news.
The
I'm excited to
reflection of
see it.
Matt Boy
Seconds, another moving clip, maybe?
Yep.
Two more pictures?
Yep.
Hugh Jackman's entire performance of background walking. We did it, you guys.
He walks by and just like snicked, and like one claw comes out.
I've told you guys about that Spider-Man thing, right? That Hugh Jackman was supposed to cameo in Sony's first Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah, back in the day before the shared universe even existed, they thought it'd be funny if Hugh Jackman in civilian clothes or in the costume walked by in the background of Spider-Man to make it like one shared universe before that was even like an idea of things.
That's
But
awesome.
they literally got Hugh Jackman on set. He was ready to do the moment, and they couldn't get clearance on the costumes, so they scrapped the whole idea. So we were that close to that world existing.
Oh, that is funny.
Fun fact.
So Quicksilver, also the actor who plays Quicksilver. Why am I forgetting his name completely?
American Horror Story.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name. Anyway, the actor
Quicksilver.
that played Evan
Peter
Peters.
Peters, thank you.
I knew something.
Good work, Shell.
She's awake.
Yay!
He came out and talked about what his actual character is doing in the Apocalypse film. And his quote is, "The story is that my character is searching for his father and wants to find him. It starts there, and then he jumps on the X-Men train and gets sucked up into this whole apocalypse madness. He tries to stop him from destroying the world." So it starts with him looking for his father, which...
Isn't that how we last saw him? Was kind of the play on him and his father?
Yeah, but that one moment
There was like a little
very
bitty
end.
joke, and like he had a line in Days of Future Past where he's like, "Yeah, my mom said she once met a man who could control metal," or something like that. So like...
The seed was planted.
The seed's been planted, and now, like, I think we'll probably get the actual payoff of, like, oh, Magneto is Quicksilver's father.
Yeah.
But what if they don't go that route?
They may not.
Yeah.
They may not. But
It bothers
I think
me
they
to
will.
no end they retcon that in
I
the
know.
comics.
Oh, I'm so
I
angry
hate
about
that
that.
so
it
much.
bothers me
what
a lot
happened?
too.
They basically in the comics said that Magneto's not Scarlet Witch's and Quicksilver's father. It's someone else, and they're Inhumans.
They're like, they're creations. They're
No,
like,
they're not even
sense.
They're not
Inhumans.
even
They're
Inhumans.
They're like their own thing.
They're
Yeah.
like weird. They're weird. Not even full. They're like weird byproduct
They're
creations.
miracle
No,
children.
that doesn't
Yeah.
exist. That doesn't make
No,
sense.
it does
No,
not
it's-
think.
Guys, no.
40 years of continuity. Just
Yeah, like, and what's
Talk,
so,
talk
like,
to your buddy Bendis about it because
wait, is he the one that wrote? He didn't write that, did he?
He's too good for that. I just
saying.
carte blanche ignore the fact
I
that he's
know.
good. Like I don't
All
think
right,
that's a
well,
possibility.
let's jump over into the world of Deadpool.
We'll talk
over
about
at Fox
comics
also.
later.
Deadpool is also returning to Vancouver for reshoots.
Oh.
So at least that's the report. Now I do want to caution our audience. Reshoots is not a bad thing.
It's usually nowadays
Like-
it's usually scheduled in because
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
you have things change. You also have like exposure issues. You also have like CGI stuff. Like you're gonna have to allot that, so it's smarter to schedule it ahead of time and have your actors available than
Exactly.
need reshoots and just be like, oh no, I changed everything about my appearance.
You mean
Yeah.
unlike Fantastic Four with the... Wait, so we don't want to do that.
We're-
We
I
don't want to
don't
tell
think
when
we're
reshoot.
doing that.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
But
wanted
the
to make
Fox
sure.
is so good at planning, as per Fantastic
Yeah.
Four. No, I think this was scheduled.
I think this was scheduled. I don't think that Ryan Reynolds or is it Tim Miller, the director, would like let Fox ruin this. And I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I think Fox really was kind of very hands off with it until they started seeing like the giant blitz that it's become.
Oh, it's
you know?
insane. And the new comics being about Deadpool being so popular, it's overwhelming,
Yeah.
is the greatest
It's
thing.
so good.
Because you walk
It's
into
so
a Hot
good.
Topic and everything's Deadpool, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
But it's also crazy that it's that. And the comics are like, oh, we know.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
This
oh,
is
we
so
know.
good.
Yeah. But it's not a bad thing to go like every film goes through reshoots.
Yeah,
And
it's-
that's not a bad thing.
No,
it's pretty on par.
Did you read the article saying that David Fincher and James Cameron helped get this movie made?
No.
What, Deadpool?
Yeah.
No.
So Tim Miller is apparently friends with both David Fincher and James Cameron, two of the
like
biggest
you do.
directors in
Sure.
Yeah.
First time director Tim Miller's like, my bros will help me out. So apparently David Fincher thought it was like a really original take on the superhero genre, and James Cameron loved the action in the script, so both of them using their clout helped this move forward and get lobbied to get made. So
Wow.
two of the
gosh.
biggest directors of all time were like, this little Deadpool film.
I feel like everyone's been fans of this Deadpool film.
Oh, it's been like
From
6
the
years.
beginning.
Yeah.
It's
That's
everyone
awesome.
being like, let's do this movie. And just kind of pushing it.
Yeah, just like slowly. I love the idea of like David Fincher pressing send on that leaked footage. Just
Yeah.
like Fincher sitting in his lair of evil awesome, just being like, it's
Yes.
time.
No, not just
Yes.
him, with the room. With everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's in that one room.
Jim
and then
Cameron and
press
Dave
the
Fincher
button.
just being like,
Cameron's like standing behind Fincher like prom pose.
David, it's time.
I thought you were going to say massaging his shoulder.
It's time.
This is what
Fincher.
Hollywood's like, you guys. In those rooms in high buildings.
We've been in them.
There's just nefariousness. No, but
Nefarious
I love,
back rubs.
Is there a better kind of back?
That sounds like the best villain ever. Oh God, watch out! It's nefarious back rub.
It sounds like the best 80s punk cover band.
Oh wow.
And up next, we've got Nefarious Back Rubs. But also, in the same article, they were talking about how like the movie is like hardcore 80s and 90s music influence. And when Ryan Reynolds saw Guardians of the Galaxy, he was like, oh no, that's our thing. But he also admitted that helping this movie have an audience. So it's really exciting, like what this amalgamation of this movie's become and how big it's gotten in the script. And I'm so excited.
Well, before we jump into more Deadpool news, which we have a little bit more of, I wanted to point out that Bearded Panda in the live chat said, "Yo, Matt, I picked up and started reading the new Doctor Strange on your recommendation. I just want to say, good choice, Bearded Panda. Good
Even
choice."
though that has absolutely nothing to do with Deadpool, but
no,
still.
it doesn't, but it's
still,
there, and I would have forgotten about it, and I needed to acknowledge.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm
Bearded
glad.
Panda
There's
is
so
reading
much
Doctor
exciting.
Strange.
It's such a good comic. Yeah,
It really is. It's one of the best
amazing.
ones that's out there right now.
I picked up the new Doctor Strange on your recommendation.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone,
Mainly because you don't shut the F up about it, but I had to go see what it's
good.
about.
Everyone,
yeah,
I
it's really
I have
good.
to interrupt the show real quick to tell you also that Meredith in the live chat just told me that she picked up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Bearded Panda, good work. I hope you're enjoying it. You can
What
always,
was that,
you can always
Shelby?
tweet at me if you have
I
questions.
get a single hiccup at a time. It
was
might happen
so
one more time.
She
You're the
powers up.
cutest. All right, so the Deadpool writers did an interview, like Collider, so I can't remember. But in it, they gave away a few things about Deadpool, which was that Vanessa has powers. So we've thought maybe she did. We don't know about it. And the way that they said it, it was like phrased that like she starts with them or something like that. So we don't know if she's copycat. We don't know if she can change, take like a shapeshifter or whatever. But she does have powers. Also, the soundtrack is 80s and 90s.
Nice.
And they were quick to point out that this was written 3 or 4 years before Guardians. So that they did not steal this from Guardians. It's been in there since the first draft, which was
Why
before
can't everyone
Guardians.
share?
Yeah.
Why can't we share? It's fine.
It's fine, but
It's
there would be
fine.
people who are like, oh, they're
just
stealing
trying
from
to be
Guardians.
Guardians.
They're just trying to be Guardians.
I just want to see Deadpool dance at 80s jams, man.
Oh, man.
No,
Yeah.
I will just put this out here. A lot of my comic book artists and writer friends write and draw to soundtracks, and that's probably why you'll hear a lot of like really good pop culture music in these films, because it's such a huge carryover. So it's not an original
It's also
notion.
a great way to tie a tone into a film. Like
Exactly.
and a character like Deadpool would love pop music. Like that's just a thing. So I'm excited for him. To
Also, how many of you like collected like I loved in the '90s films like had great soundtracks?
The Crow soundtrack.
I know.
So good.
good.
Sometimes I make noises. I can't find words, so I just make noises.
Also, the pouches that are on Deadpool, you can see that you should be able to see
Are
in the
they
picture.
functional pouches?
They are functional pouches.
Good.
Yeah.
But they were very. They decided to use them as an homage to Rob Liefeld.
Which is amazing.
Good.
Purely.
Yes.
Like they were like, you know what? He
needs
deserves
100
pouches.
more.
He did this.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I hope that Rob Liefeld draws his characters in a very interesting, very 90s way, where he has giant shoulder pads, they're covered in pouches, like they basically...
Is that where he put all of his Halloween candy?
Yes.
Yes,
Probably
we'll get
so.
to that. We will get to that. We got to close on the Deadpool candy bit.
Okay.
So good.
And also, as we've already said, Colossus is a gateway to future X-Men films.
Yeah,
the writers also said that.
I love that last week. That was my hope, and then within like 6 days, it became an actuality because it makes so much sense. He's a great character to bring those worlds together.
No, you're
And-
just saying I told you so right now.
And I told you so, universe. I told you so.
So there's that. Also, they teased that there is an awesome post-credit scene that they're very excited about.
I've never seen a movie in pre-production brag about their post-credit
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
I've never seen a movie be like, it's not out till February. Guess what?
This
Yes,
is
would.
where I feel like the comic book films are trying to one up each other. Is in their
yeah.
post credit scenes.
That's actually
Yeah.
a really good point.
That's why
actually
Age
a
of
very good
Ultron was
point.
like, oh, so it's the same as Age of Normal Avengers?
Age of Normal
That's what I'm going to call the first Avengers from now on. Oh, yes, the Age of Normal Avengers.
Because if there's one thing that exists in the world, it's normal Avengers.
They're out there. It's their age.
Yeah. And then Deadpool also is going to exist in the greater
X-Men universe, which
Yes.
we've discussed.
Perfect.
Which I don't understand how that's going to fit, because
I don't
Deadpool
either,
being
but
like, hey,
still-
we're in a movie, and Wolverine being like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
It'll be
like,
funny
good.
once, but when it keeps going, it's like, how does that universe possibly leverage itself?
Yeah.
Like, in what world
It's
does
gonna-
the canon
it's-
end and, like,
He'll be like
reality
the
begin?
Stan Lee, though. He's gonna pop in, do
Yeah.
his thing, and no one's gonna care. You're just gonna be happy he's there.
Exactly.
Like in the comics.
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna see. It's gonna
So
be weird.
what do you? So real quick, what do you guys think the post-credit scene could be? Do you think it'll be a joke, or do you think it'll be like an honest to god, like, here's Deadpool 2?
I hope the mid-credit scene is him talking to the audience in the theater about their experience. I hope the end credit scene is Cable. Because what better way to introduce his like comic sidekick than introduce like you don't have to worry about casting, you don't have to worry about rumors. You're just like, hey, by the way, we know you wanted this because
Here
Cable
it
was in
is.
some of the original drafts of the first script. They were
Yes.
originally going to introduce them at the same
Yeah.
time, but they wanted Deadpool to have his time
And
to
they've
shine.
talked a lot about him.
I think having the Cable introduction without even giving the chance for speculation. Just like, we know you want it.
If they were able to keep that a secret this whole time, they've
That's what I
already had
mean.
like a cast and
How incredible would
God.
that be? And there's so many good actors for Cable. Like there's so many great.
I'd be so happy.
I'm excited. That's what I think.
Who would you like to see as Cable, Mr. Great at fan casting?
I used to say the guy from he's the great 80s actor from Alien and Terminator. I know who I'm talking about, but I can't describe it. Lately, I've been saying John Hamm. John Hamm.
John Hamm.
John Hamm. Oh, yes, John Hamm. I think John Hamm would be great. Let me look this guy up, and you guys give me yours.
Because we don't do fan
so
casting, so there's that.
Tom Hardy, Ben
Rob
Foster.
Liefeld. I think Rob Liefeld.
is Cable.
Actors that everyone says. Tom Hardy, Jake Gyllenhaal. Who else is in everything?
Mads Mikkelsen. Could he be Cable? I don't know.
Shia LaBeouf?
Michael Biehn. I think Michael Biehn would be fantastic.
Oh wow!
Right? He's my dream Cable. He's
would be great.
He's the right age now. He's grizzled. He's had that experience. He's done those movies well.
Yeah, well done.
Terminator
well
and
done.
Alien. He's trust me. I'll show you after. Just trust me.
Yeah, just go. Oh, Ron Perlman. David Harrison is saying
yes,
Ron Perlman.
I like Ron Perlman. I know who he is. He's cool.
Stephen Lang would also be an interesting choice. Someone just said in the live chat. I agree.
I would love to see Hitmonkey in the post-credits scene, but
that would be
that would also be cool.
I would go nuts for that. So let's.
Okay, Michael Biehn.
Yeah, Michael Biehn.
Right, look at that as
Yeah,
Cable.
I could see that.
Can you see
that'd
him
be
with
good.
a silver, like, metallic techno-organic arm?
Yeah.
Like, that would be
Also,
awesome.
his like resume just reeks of Cable. Like he's got the military background, he's got the strong presence, he's got. And also, I would love if like Deadpool referenced him in the '80s movie.
Guys, let's
He's
just be
just
honest.
looking at us
They're
really
gonna cast Arnold
seriously.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, God. Please not. Please not.
Before
Arnie.
we leave Deadpool, because I know that's happening, and
Sure.
I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah.
The Halloween footage. Like 17 people sent it to me, and I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you. Because not only did you think of Deadpool, you thought of me in Deadpool.
Yeah.
And thank you. I saw it. I loved it. I watched it each time you guys sent it to me because I loved it that much. Ryan Reynolds is just Wade Wilson without scars.
He loves it.
He's killing it.
Ryan Reynolds
loves
just
it.
walks around being
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Are you eating the microphone, Sheldon?
I think she's just so excited
I'm
about
so
it.
happy, guys.
She gets to live this at home when I talk about Deadpool. Now it's just on the TV.
Well, let's move over to television, where we're going to talk about Agent Carter real quick, where Ken Marino was added to the cast as a villain named Joseph Manfredi. Manfredi. He's described as a volatile leader in the Magia crime syndicate who will help
Mafia.
Peggy Carter's adversaries further their agenda. So, let me take you guys down a quick rabbit hole here. Super fast one. Joseph Manfredi is a character named Blackwing, and he is a bat trainer who can utilize his trained bats to hurt people and steal things.
I just want to point out that all of this, from the name of the actual character to the like supervillain name, all sounds like it literally belongs in the Batman universe.
I know.
And not just the bat connotation. Oh no!
things down.
Sorry thing.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like the whole crime family,
Yeah,
the Magia
exactly.
crime
I'm
family,
just
then
like-
Black. But like he
It is very
he-
Batman.
It isn't
universe,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Meredith's over here, Josh Trank in the Fantastic Four.
Trank in the Fort.
That sounds kinkier than mine.
Yeah, it does.
It's
You're right.
amazing.
But he is the son to Silvio Manfredi, who is also known as Silvermane. And Silvermane was like the leader of Hydra, like the late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Silverman was great in
Yeah.
Spider-Man. That was good.
Spider-Man, he was also in Daredevil, so he was kind of like this weird like leader of Hydra until Red Skull came in. But they were also like this. They also like headed up the circus of crime. And at one point, were a part of the Masters of Evil.
The more you
Sometimes-
talk about it, the more I'm like, comics were weird.
I know. I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
forget that there's a spirit
circus
of
of crime,
comic
yep.
books where
Yep.
I'm like, that's right. I didn't read them for a while.
Do you guys like that picture of Kim Marino? I found that when I put it on our Facebook page, and a man whose name I'm going to butcher, but it's Rasika Villamon. I can't say his name.
One more time.
Nope, not even gonna try. Rasika, who threw me under the bus, by the way, when I did a Marvel vs. DC thing on the Schmoes. But he posted that, and I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd use it for the
fantastic.
show. Hi, Rasika. Yeah, Ken Marino. I love Ken Marino. The Parrish Santi says the Manfreds sell cars on Staten Island, New York.
Yes.
What, is that like an actual like car?
No, it just sounds like a name. I mean, it sounds like a name of
Manfredi?
Yeah, Manfredi. I'd go get,
the
get my
Manfredis,
used
they
car
make
from
a
the
great sauce.
Manfredis. Yeah.
What's been happening? I don't know what's going
It's okay.
on.
We're all
wait,
lost.
it's okay.
We're in 70s comic lore, which no one ever comes out of alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goodbye, guys.
But Jeff Loeb said of Ken Marino, Ken brings a quality to Joseph Manfredi that only serves to make him even more menacing, adding another layer of depth to our already outstanding supporting cast. So, I love Ken Marino.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like when they announced that, I was like, well, if I wasn't on board to watch Agent Carter already,
Now.
I am
Yeah.
all about it now. Even if he's just in one of the, I think they're doing 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I love that. Like that guy is so funny and so good.
There's gonna
I'm
be
excited to see
a
him.
picture on my phone now.
Yeah,
As it-
Just the butt
I
baby,
think it
though.
should be. All right, so we're going to jump over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because we got a lot of news. I want to talk about all of this a lot more, but we've got a lot to jump through today.
Now, if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got Ben Foster on, I would be on that show like jelly on peanut
But
butter.
they
Jelly on peanut.
It's an
Peanut butter and
expression.
jelly?
No, it's not.
It's an expression.
No, it's not. Don't try to make it one. So I know that Meredith is very excited to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. First of all, I will say that there's
happy.
going to be spoilers during this. So if you have not seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. So
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
watch out. It's a spoiler alert, apparently. Thank you, Mantis.
Underground bunker of doom.
Guys,
So talk
so
about
happy.
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
I'm
sweetheart.
so
talk about
happy.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Strucker, he's no more.
I know.
I hated him. He's gone. And it's just not even like the character on S.H.I.E.L.D. was terrible. I just really hate like any of
That
the
character,
Strucker.
yeah.
I just really hate him from the comics. And now he's not there. And he ate it. Like a little bitch, no less. And it was like in true
Wow.
Strucker kid fashion. It was a pointless death. It was a completely pointless death. There was no...
Except for what he said.
Except for what he said. No, what he said was that was fine. But everyone was like going on the lash reveal, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of saw that coming." But really, it was like the way that they like took Strucker out like a little bitch, and I'm like, "That's what you get for being a Strucker kid." But at least you're not one of the
Wow.
incestuous Strucker kids. Now I hope they don't bring those in. If they do, if we get the Strucker twins, I'm not. Yeah, exactly, none of that. But yeah, so there you go, guys. I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I actually tweeted about like, yeah, they like way to go, like well played, Marvel, well played. And a couple people were like, "Why do you have to hate on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?" I'm like, I just said well played. I actually gave them a high five, and they were not. But yeah, so I watched it. I actually enjoyed it. And my only actual like critical commentary of this episode was that there was just so much going on.
There was a lot.
And it's the 50th episode of the series, and there was kind of a little too much jam-packed stuff going on, and I kind of wish they had not had so much diverging storylines.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot going on.
So there you go, guys. Look, I'm watching it, and I can talk about it.
Yeah, I
go.
liked it this week. This week was a really fun show. So I kind of don't want to get too much into it because
Yeah.
I know people are still watching it.
Yeah, I don't want to give away the big spoiler, but I had to do that.
The big spoiler when you do go and watch that,
Yeah.
I thought was really awesome. But I also called it early on in the episode. I was like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah,
it's that
I
guy.
figured.
I see that. It's that guy. So,
Totally that guy.
Shelby over here, she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know we're talking to Shelby as if she's like it's so I love. Can we have you on more? I like you. Can she just anytime we have like
Makes a little bubble noise.
I
Yeah.
think she's so
Talk.
cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and real quick, since everyone a lot of people have been asking, this is from We Love Fine. This really cool Captain Marvel
It's really
sweater.
cool.
We Love Fine. Thanks, guys.
Someone just said that Ben Foster is Lash, and if that were true,
You would
I'd already
watch
be
it.
there. I'd be on set.
You'd be making sweet love.
I'd just be
Yeah.
like,
I share Coy with Ben Foster. It's
Oh.
their household.
Wow.
yeah. It's a
Wow.
whole thing.
That's really.
She's very
I'm sorry.
fair.
That's fair. That's okay.
I understand.
So let's jump over to Netflix now, where we have a rumor this week. I think it was started on peeltheorange.net.
Some site I've never even heard of, and they can't even have a .com.
Well,
I'm just saying.
was taken by.
Yeah.
maybe they've heard something.
Okay.
We don't know. Wait. So Iron Fist is going to be a movie, not a series. That's the rumor. That Netflix is going to do like an Iron Fist movie, not a series. Now, before you say anything, I do have a couple of writer friends who are out there in that universe who are friends with the friends who are like writing. Like it's all hearsay, but I have heard the same thing for a few months now that Netflix and Marvel is having a hard time really defining Iron Fist and how magic will work inside of the Defenders universe that they're trying to create. I don't get that. It seems like it's Iron Fist. He can punch through things with a fist of iron, like mystical iron. Okay, I'm on board. Why is this so hard? But for some reason, it's proving tricky. So I feel like they're trying their hardest to figure out how to put Iron Fist in there because they've already started establishing storylines, like in Daredevil, and it looks like with Jaren Hogarth now and Jessica Jones. It feels like they're trying to build to Iron Fist, and they haven't figured out how to do it yet. So maybe a movie is the way to go, and I'd be okay with that.
Yes.
You may speak now.
I think that is the worst possible way to introduce a character that requires so much mythos, because introducing a character that's hard to introduce in a 2-hour section instead of a 13-hour section is a foolish way to lose your audience.
I think what they're doing here is Battlestar Galactica, where they're going to do a
movie then a show.
Movie then a show. I think that's what I think they're going to test the audience. I think they're going to see. Again, this is all rumor, and I would much prefer a series. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here and try to figure it out.
I think it suits the tone. I think they've already laid some groundwork. They have 3 more shows to lay groundwork and a second season of Daredevil to lay more groundwork.
Yeah.
I think introducing him in another show would be how you test those waters, not in a movie.
Well, and that's what they're doing with Luke Cage, is that we're getting a lot of Luke Cage in Jessica Jones. I think we can, and here's my thing. We might not even need an Iron Fist series if they bring Iron Fist in.
And have a Heroes for Hire series.
Exactly. Bring him in either through Luke Cage or through...
or
just,
if they end up doing the Punisher
We still haven't had a good buddy cop show or movie from Marvel. We had Iron Man 3, which was close because it was like as close to Lethal Weapon 5 as we'll get, which is sad because I want Lethal Weapon 5 more than most things. But I think having a buddy cop show with Heroes for Hire would be the way to go.
That would be awesome.
And I think that's way more marketable than a 2-hour movie about a character no one knows about in the mainstream.
I just don't see Netflix going the movie route because that just seems to infringe upon the films.
Right.
I just don't. I mean, they have such a unique format in these series.
Right.
I wouldn't even call them a TV show.
Their movies are this tone and their series are this tone. Iron Fist
fits. Yeah.
In the street level fighter series tone. So I don't think that'd be the way to go.
Yeah.
Because even the mystical powers that he has still comes from him fighting.
Yeah.
Like it's still him punching things.
It's a tonality thing for me.
Yeah.
And it's also a backstory thing because he's tied so well into Daredevil and Luke Cage and all those things that it doesn't make sense to be like, oh, Tony Stark and Iron Fist. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It would still be a Netflix movie. It's not going to be Iron Fist in the MCU.
No, I get that. I'm just saying as far as the amount of time and the type style.
I just don't think you can really introduce him in 2 hours or an hour 45.
And Heroes for Hire buddy cop
who
is
said
just...
it was going to be a movie?
The internet.
The internet. And I just want to address something real quick. And I'm not trying to. I don't know anyone over at Peel the Orange. I'm not trying to. The thing is that in the race to get people to read your site, to get those ad hits, people create rumors. People will make stuff out of nothing because everyone wants those ad click dollars, and that is why I tend to be very cautious with rumors, and why I tend to be maybe a little negative when I say, oh, look at the site we've never heard of making this rumor, because at the end of the day, it really is about people wanting to get people to go to their websites. Yeah. So,
I hope
just be cautious, guys.
Yeah, I think we all want a series. I think Marvel wants a series. I think they're just nervous.
I think Marvel wants a series. I think really Netflix is trying to figure it out. Yeah.
I think it's too far away to really have these apprehensive
Let's just
thoughts.
get
because
through Jessica Jones, and we've got Daredevil season 2, and then we'll see.
Because we've got Jessica Jones coming up, then we've got season 2 of Daredevil, then we've got Luke Cage next. Yeah. At the end, 2016's already done.
Yeah, that's
like we're towards the end of 2017
and then,
before
Luke Cage is gonna take.
I actually want a Luke Cage Iron Fist. Just give me a buddy cop on that. Just bring them together because I feel like with the introduction we're getting with Luke Cage, you can bring Iron Fist into that, and then it's perfect.
And then give him his
then have
his own series.
Exactly.
Right. And that gives me time to learn karate.
I would like to point out that Colt Badeau needs to leave the chat because he said he would take Punisher over Iron Fist. So
we're already getting Punisher, Colt Badeau.
Yeah.
We respect
Badeau,
you.
Get out.
We love you. We don't need your sass.
Colt Badeau, get out.
Yeah, come on.
I gave him a get out.
That's the first welcome.
Wow, is this the first time you told someone in the chat to get out?
You're an honorary Marvel movie newser now.
Yeah, you are.
As soon as Matt tells you to get out.
You have just been elevated.
Yeah. Welcome to honorary MMN status.
So now let's jump over to Jessica Jones. Just trucking right along, guys. We're moving through this news. I'm real proud of us. Real proud of us. The titles and episode summaries leaked this week. We don't know if they're true or not, but the summaries we've already had the titles.
Yeah.
But now we have summaries to go along with them. They are kind of spoiler light, so we won't go through all of them. But we do have links to them posted on our Facebook page and our Twitter. And guys, I don't know if you noticed this earlier, but I went through on GeekGirlAuthority.com last night and created a page that has links to every single story that we've talked about today, with all the pictures that are associated, all the quotes, links, and whatever else. So
that's so helpful.
those are posted on our Twitter and also on our Facebook page, and we'll try to do that every week. But you can go look those up yourself. But the biggest thing that I noticed is that there's a lot more Luke Cage than I was expecting there to be. Like in the summaries, I was like, oh, he'll be in like 2 or 3 shows.
I thought he'd show up and then leave. It seems like he's a very consistent
presence. He's a very consistent player.
I think she has to save him.
I think that'll happen.
I think
so.
that'll definitely
I bet so. I hope so.
I have to say.
Yeah, say it.
Kristen Ritter.
You met her, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Sweetheart.
I met her too. I was
Wait,
there.
you were there?
Yeah. So Kristen Ritter had just gotten back
it.
from Japan, and she's
As you
touring
do.
the world for Jessica Jones. And the thing that really struck me was how excited she was for people to watch the show, because
She was
a lot
happy,
of times,
and it was all coming out on the same day everywhere.
yeah,
Really?
the whole world getting it November 20th.
No one's getting it first. No one's getting it after.
and that's
so
cool
awesome.
that they're not
Same day.
releases.
Yeah. But that's what she was most excited about. That the
That's-
secret would be unveiled at once.
Yeah, and there's no spoilers if the whole world gets it at once.
That's so awesome.
But I was really struck by, a lot of actors don't watch their own work. A lot of actors are just like, I did it. But Kristen Ritter really, the impression I got was she was like, I can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm so excited.
What
And I was
about
like,
your sneaky question?
oh, I was sneaky.
What?
I was like, I asked her. So I didn't want her to get in trouble with NDAs, and I didn't want her to reveal anything she wasn't supposed to reveal. But at the same time, I was like, so what changed when they announced Daredevil and that whole thing? Did that make your show bigger? So I phrased it in both a way that it was her show getting a bigger budget, and also, is Daredevil on your show?
Yeah.
And she paused and went, oh yeah, it really changed everything. Daredevil was a way bigger show than I thought. So I'm foolishly taking that to believe that Daredevil's in the show, at least for a little bit, because of the pause. But it could just be because she landed from Japan. But my dreams are Daredevil showing up in that show. But she was a sweetie. I was really happy.
She's really tall.
She's so tall.
Really?
Really?
Usually actors when you meet her are smaller.
I guess.
Tall.
Yeah, I think I perceive her as short because of just some of the roles I've seen her
I thought she
in.
was gonna be like 5'2".
Yeah.
She looked like she could beat me up.
Yeah,
Holy
she
cow.
had like
Wow.
a presence to her.
She was
Yeah.
nice.
Is
Yeah, she was such a sweetie.
Is she taller than me?
Well, I mean, you're Doctor
same.
Strange height, sir. She's
Same
probably
height.
about 6 foot.
Actually, officially, I'm taller than Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is 6'3". I'm 6'5".
Big things popping. No, she's
Yeah.
like almost 6 foot. She was tall.
Nice.
Really?
Wow. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. I was very happy that she was as excited as I was, and she was super stoked that I told her about the show, and she seemed all about the fans. She was really cool.
That's really rad.
That's really
That
cool.
makes me so happy.
And also, as a side note, when I was filming, I got to hang out with Bendis a little bit. It was great, and he kept showing trailers of Jessica Jones because he's so excited for it. He was just
that's
like,
so cool.
"Look, it's my baby. Look how proud I am," and was just showing everyone just the little teasers.
Well, I mean, it
He's so
really
excited.
is. I mean, so last week, or no, it was 2 weeks ago, whenever Matt wasn't here, we were talking about how Bendis kind of comes in and saves a lot of the comics that need saving. Like he'll go in and save a property and kind of clean it up, and a lot of his work in comics is
hearing him talk about Spider-Man, that was his baby. Like, as a kid, he just wanted to come in and save it. And he pitched everything he wanted. He knew the story he was
I know
going
what
to
you're
tell.
thinking, Coy.
Sorry.
Come save it. Come back, Bendis.
know.
Come save Spider-Man again.
So
Because it needs it now more than ever.
it really does.
He's busy.
But I love that they got to geek out over Bendis together. Like Shelby and Krista got to be like, yeah, Bendis shows were both on. And I was like,
Oh,
it was really cool as a
That's
comic
really
geek to be like,
cool,
yo,
yeah.
my girlfriend's on a Bendis show too.
Just embarrass her. That's so adorable.
Let's get.
Also, again, I don't want to talk about the summaries too much, but also they talk about Jaren Hogarth and Rachel Taylor's character a lot too. So a lot of these characters that we've seen, we've been like, they'll have a cool little role here and there. Like the fact that they're mentioned in the summaries leads me to believe that this is a much bigger ensemble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Luke
so
Cage
then maybe
ensemble we
thought-
already talked about as being
Yeah.
enormous. So
Yeah.
I think it's really exciting that Daredevil was like, these are the players, and these next shows are bigger and bigger universe.
Yeah, I love that. So, along with that, we got a lot more pictures today. And again, you can see these on our Facebook page and our Twitter page.
Sorry.
And
I'm trapped in
and
cords.
You okay?
You know,
okay?
just the cords are attacking me. They came
I know,
alive.
I
and
know.
they're wrapping
It's,
themselves on
Shuma
my foot.
Garath is under here. Shuma Garath. Doctor Strange. Anyway, he's a tentacle monster. He's very Lovecraftian, eldritch horror sort of. Okay.
Enthusiasm is really, really endearing.
It's
Isn't
very,
it?
I just like
the week Doctor
Yeah.
Strange comes out, there'll be no talking. It'll
there will
be
be.
a guest, Meredith and I going,
No, Matt's gonna be right here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like,
We're just gonna be like, yes.
You're just gonna have like 4 cameras on me as I stand there and just explode.
And you're gonna
Light
be
under
wearing your
your
Doctor
face.
Strange outfit because
Yeah.
You know what? I'll probably wear it to the premiere.
you'll probably
or
wear
to
it
like the
the
first
month.
show.
You'll
yeah.
have like 4 shows of just you wearing the.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I'm
You
pretty
need to,
excited.
you need to
Not a
get
bad
those
idea.
Doctor Strange boxers he was wearing in this issue.
No, at the end of this issue, like it was at the
yeah.
very end. But you're right.
I said
You're
in
right.
this
That's
issue.
still this issue.
It's so.
It was.
There's only 2 issues, Matt.
No, but it was a cover for next week, for next month. It wasn't like in the story.
Okay, moving on, Matt. Moving on. We've got news. We've got news.
We have these pictures though.
We have that Doctor Strange news.
I know. But we have pictures to show from Jessica Jones that I wanted to just run through real quick. We've got her holding up a guy, which is just fun.
Yeah.
Just fun
Yeah.
to see how strong she is. And then
See?
we have her
Doesn't
in
look that tall. She's tall. You
I think she does that all the time anyway.
what just holds
Yeah.
dudes
Just
up.
holds
Yeah,
dudes up.
probably
Can.
so.
That's how she was getting her coffee. I was like, what?
But it's again, it's just fun to see like this very thin girl being like, here's my super strength. Like it's just
Yeah.
cool. Like I'm excited to see that. Here she is like facing down a train, which I can only assume she destroys. Like I'm hoping that that's what happens. This is my favorite picture of Purple Man to come out.
Blue Man.
Yeah.
Because the lighting actually makes his face
Yeah.
purple. Like, and that's.
Everyone's standing so seriously.
I know. It's
This
very
is a serious
show.
show. This is a serious show.
Jessica Jones and Barney team up against Purple Man.
I love this. This is the picture that I chose for Trish Walker because the fact that she's able to pull a gun and hold it like with authority.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of 2 things going on. Either Purple Man is like, hey, you want to shoot someone, and she's going to do that, or they're building her up to maybe take the mantle of Hellcat, which I think would be
Oh,
cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely.
Oh,
happening. I
totally.
think that'll happen by the end of the season.
Yeah.
You think so?
personally. Yeah, 'cause
I really
she'll
hope
need
that
a
it
posse.
does. I think it's possible. So, and then I think we have So that is Ika Darville. That's the actor's name, and he is her assistant who starts off as a fanboy,
That's so cute.
like in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just excited to see that they're taking the comics that seriously. That even like a minor character like that they've kind of brought in. So,
I like
anyway.
his wristband. Sorry, but before we move on,
Yeah.
Tanner Newcomb never asks for shout-outs, but it was his 16th birthday yesterday.
Aw, Tanner!
So
Happy birthday.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Tanner.
man.
Now let's move over to Doctor Strange. Oh yeah, we've got this guy.
There he is.
Hey,
With the hair and the jackets.
It's
not Chris Pratt?
His name is Will Travel, and he's playing Simpson. I can't remember the first name that they're using. Will Simpson, I think.
His
but
name
it's
is
Frank's,
Will Travel.
It's WILTRAVAL. So it's either Will Travel or Will Travel.
It's real trouble.
Has suitcase Will Travel.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not lost on me.
will to
God.
But he's the one that everyone is assuming could be playing Nuke, like the
Oh,
sort of
that's
like
right.
failed super
Okay.
soldier.
Yeah, I love Nuke.
Sure.
And his name is like spread throughout all of the summaries too. But again, I don't want to talk about it because
Apparently,
it's possible
Eka
spoilers.
Darville was a former Red Ranger, which is good.
No way!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really
Thanks,
cool.
Live Chat.
Anyway, Doctor Strange. They are adding Michael Stuhlbarg to the cast, possibly.
I forgot we had Doctor Strange news. I thought you were just going to end every segment with, anyway, Doctor Strange.
How could you forget that there's like some good Doctor Strange
There
news?
is, there
this
is.
You
It's
fool.
a
You fool.
year from today. Is it released?
I thought it was. Is it
17.
Someone tweeted
Yeah,
me
it's
that to
November.
tell you
I
that.
thought it was
Or the
November 17th.
Well, someone tweeted me wrong, but they told me to tell you specifically.
But it is
Yes.
almost a year. It's
pretty
very
exciting.
close to it. No, I know.
Wait, it's
I know.
He would know.
it's coming out 2016. I thought it was coming out 2017.
No, it's 2016. Don't do this to me. Don't take this
Don't
away
take
from
this
me.
from him. He
that's-
needs this.
I do love that we're starting the year with Deadpool, which is your favorite, and we're ending the year with
Your
Doctor
favorite.
Strange, which is my
And
favorite.
November, February, so like just a month of each thing, just to wait.
Yep.
Oh, so excited.
Yep, so good.
excited.
lot.
I'm not familiar with his work. All I know is that everyone is excited about him that has seen Boardwalk Empire, so apparently he's very good in that. I actually now will probably go watch Boardwalk Empire just to see how good this actor is.
He has to get all the time.
Doctor Strange so much.
I do. I really do.
That's deep.
You're
love.
researching
Deep
other
love.
actors to
Yep.
tie them into your
Yep.
universe.
Yep.
But I know the Doctor Strange is going to happen for a while. The live thread's freaking out of us not telling who Nuke is. We did last week, so we can't go into that deeply, but like 7 people just asked.
Oh, Nuke?
Yeah, Nuke is like if Captain America went the other way, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
He's like Captain America on the other side.
He's
Unhinged Captain
He's
America.
unhinged Captain America. He's like if you took the strength, prowess, everything else, all the superheroics of Captain America, and then threw him into a morally ambiguous Punisher.
Exactly. So that's a good brief summation.
Yeah.
And it's a year from yesterday, according to Live
Oh.
Chat. November 4th, December 2016.
Wow.
Okay, I was wrong. But
How do you not know that, Matt?
Because I think
God.
that my psyche keeps pushing it further and further away because there's a part of me that like is kind of nervous that it's going to be terrible, even though I know it's not.
My house, I picture you in beautiful mind with like arcs and like shapes and like counting down, and it's coming.
It's coming. Here
I'm
it
just
comes.
blown away that they can like make a movie of this magnitude in a year.
Because there's gonna be a lot of post production.
That's what I feel like. That's why I feel like it's a 2017 because I'm like,
most likely they've probably already started a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they've probably already got a lot of the special
That
effects
would
already
make
mapped out.
sense.
So.
Yeah.
But they do. So this guy is cast. They haven't confirmed who he's cast as, but a lot of Variety has reported that he's going to play the part of Nicodemus West. Nicodemus West. Sorry, skip it.
There it is.
Nicodemus West is a giant fan of Doctor Strange, the physician, and he knows Doctor Strange before he goes off to Tibet to get his to become the Sorcerer Supreme, and he's the one who operated on Doctor Strange's hands and then failed and couldn't save them. So he actually followed Doctor Strange to Tibet to learn magic so that he could save people in the hopes that he could learn magic that would save Doctor Strange's hands. And then he left after he learned enough magic just to, be like a cleric, basically.
Oh,
he's like, I can heal people.
He's
Now
not
I'm
an
good.
evil guy.
He's not necessary. He doesn't start as an evil guy. By the end of The Oath, which is the only story that I've ever seen him in, he's kind of been twisted into a bad guy. But it's mostly sort of like blackmail from Timely Pharmaceuticals and all this other stuff. So he's kind of a bad guy, I think.
That's unfortunate.
But if they're including Nicodemus West, it's either going to be more or less a cameo at the beginning to help establish Doctor Strange as a physician and stuff. Or they're going straight out Oath. And if they're going with, I don't think that that's the story that they're going to tell, but they could. They could. Because it does have Doctor Strange going after one particular totem called the Elixir of Octid, which is Ditko spelled backwards. But it ends up being like a panacea that can cure every single disease ever in the entire world. So it could be that they're kind of using the structure of the Oath to see him hunting down the Soul Gem or something like that. So, but then I wouldn't know what Nicodemus West's role is in it. Anyway, sorry, I'm keeping it contained because I don't want to talk for another 30 minutes about just Doctor Strange.
I love your excitement.
So,
No, it's good.
Mads Mikkelsen is reportedly on board. We've already reported this. We've reported it before. However, Variety in an article this week when they were talking about Nicodemus West and Michael Stuhlbarg, they mentioned that Mads Mikkelsen, they just very nonchalantly and it also stars Rachel McAdams and Mads Mikkelsen.
Right.
The fact that they threw it in there. But Mads, a month or two ago, said, "No, they haven't even talked to me." So either he's the best liar ever, and he's just yeah, NDAs.
Or maybe it's like Deadpool, where they announced the date before they told the cast and crew. Did you hear about that? In that same. So basically, after the thing was released, they didn't know what to do, and they were like, "Oh, it's coming out in this date," and then they called Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller, and were like, "By the way, your movie's happening. Please get to work." So maybe, So maybe Mads Mikkelsen's just nobody's told me, and they're like, "Bro, you're on set on Monday. Maybe just show up or something."
Jeez.
I love Mads Mikkelsen so much, so very much, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I just I will watch anything he's in, and if he's in Doctor Strange, all the more so.
I'm excited for him.
I think he would be a great Dormammu. I've had a lot of fans ask me who I think he would be.
So too.
Dormammu,
Hands down.
across the board. So we've got to wrap up, but we do want to say that we have our first on-set looks at Benedict Cumberbatch. Go! Oh my
Looking like
God!
So this is going to Tibet, you think? Right?
I don't know if he's already heard of the Ancient One or if he's about to hear about the Ancient One. I know, be still my heart, right?
I share Benedict Cumberbatch. It's like the Ben Foster thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I gotcha. But this is him in Tibet, either searching for the Ancient One or about to find out about the Ancient One. So, because in his origin story, he went to Tibet not looking for sorcery or magic. He was looking for a cure for his hands. So we've got that one, and then we've got this one. I chose this one just because I thought it gave so the other one gives a good look at Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange, but this one shows him really well, I think, in his setting. So there's a lot more pictures on the links that we posted on our Facebook and Twitter if you want to go follow those to look at even more pictures. But it's coming together. Like, I'm speechless on how good it looks. Like, it looks like dead on exactly how I've ever imagined Doctor Strange actually looking. Like,
I think it's going to be the new Guardians as far as setting the bar for what's to come. And
I think so.
I'm so excited.
There
it is. She's excited.
The second one.
Yeah,
Two.
you said you warned us that you would have 2. So real quick, I know we've got to get out of here. Let's handle comics for like 1 minute. So who want comics? What do you
already
got?
Last week's we talked about? Remember we were saying...
can do that. I've actually read quite a few of this week.
Yeah,
so if you
I
go
can't
over,
remember last week's.
I wrote them down.
Well, I wrote down this week.
Yeah,
so while you're looking that stuff up,
okay.
Vision #1 is amazing.
So creepy, though.
It's so creepy
and surreal.
It is Wes Anderson meets J.M. DeMatteis, and it's perfect.
It's amazing.
It's super ominous. I really enjoy it. It's like what do androids dream of robot sheep?
Sheep, yeah.
Yeah, it's sorry, I keep interrupting. Keep going. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say it's one of the most surreal slice of life comics I've read, and not at all what I was expecting from the Vision comic.
Yeah, it was nothing like what I was expecting, and it was it's like nothing else Marvel has right now.
But then they did that with Karnak. Karnak is nothing else like Marvel has right now, so I'm very happy.
I think Marvel's at a stage with their publishing and their comics where they're just kind of throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what works. They're hey, let's play. Let's have a good time. Yeah, exactly.
What they're allowing is a more indie, an independent feeling with their comics to come through, and it makes me very happy.
I think that they've seen. Oh, that's 3.
It was tiny. It was
tiny. I think that they're seeing the success of Image and what they've been able to do also.
And the art is gorgeous.
It is.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So Vision #1, definitely check that out, especially if you're wanting to see Marvel try something different. It's a good one. Doctor Strange #2 came out, and it's still the best book they've got out right now.
That and Invincible Iron Man are my 2 favorites.
Yeah.
I haven't read Iron Man 3 yet, but
facial hair bros.
Facial hair bros are winning the comics, you guys. Goats for justice.
My boyfriend, who doesn't read comics, doesn't know any backstory. I had him look at that one page because I was cracking up. He's like, "What?" I'm like, just read it. I'm like, you don't need any context. And he just stared at it and he just started laughing. I'm like, right, this is funny. You don't even read comics, but this is funny. He's like, no, this is funny.
Yep.
So it's good.
It's really good.
I love it.
I also want to say, again, not knowing much about Doctor Strange outside of this one right here, I picked up the new Doctor Strange and have dove right in. 1 and 2 are really good setup, and they wrap up a little story in the first 2 issues and are setting up something big. So if you've never read a comic, if you don't know Doctor Strange at all, this is a really good jumping in point.
It's a great one.
It's so smart a year before the movie.
Yeah.
It's such a great way to get into the character. I only knew him from you and from the Spider-Man animated series and Dormammu from the same place.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to read a book and actually
and Jason Aaron, honestly, as a lifelong Doctor Strange fan, Jason Aaron is giving me everything that I've ever wanted in a Doctor Strange comic by having the Agamotto, the Eye of Agamotto open up and then seeing what Doctor Strange sees and seeing his world and everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
And Deadpool #1 was great.
Yeah.
They have set up such a fun team up kind of what is going on. It's
the
so
tone's
fun.
So right. It's so much
so
dead
fun
on.
Book. Yeah.
Because Deadpool went through some rough patches. When he was introduced, they didn't quite know what he was. They knew he was kind of a spoof. And then he went through this weird talking to himself in different bubbles patch, which I enjoyed, but it's very off-putting. Then he had his whole Cable thing, and I didn't like that as much. I know people like Cable is not my Deadpool. But lately, the last 6 years, they've just found this amazing comedic tone, and this new book is just a great place to jump on. So if you like Deadpool or you don't know Deadpool, get the #1.
Yeah. Jerry Dugan's writing it. Yeah,
it's so good.
And then
X-Men 600 wrapped up, which was
I can't wait to read that. I haven't had time.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely
a gorgeous book. It's a
beautiful.
Great
and Bendis.
Oh
God, it was the last of the Bendis X-Men run, and it was everything I wanted. And I wish it was everything Extraordinary X-Men was going to be. If you're reading X-Men, definitely read 600 first.
Extraordinary, not so hot?
No, it's good. The art in it is fantastic.
The art's amazing.
It's absolutely stunning. It's just a different storyline, and I'm not quite sure what's going on because this all different world is
right. Everything's
we still don't have the end of Secret Wars.
Yeah,
so
and it's definitely not Battle World because they showed a map and it's the world as we know it. It's very much America, Asia, Africa, Europe. So it's very different, very much the same place. But I mean, Extraordinary is good, but they keep referencing stuff that I don't understand, and I think it'll be good. It's just whatever happened in X-Men 600 was. It was heart-wrenching, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and so I
pick up my comics on Thursday, so I literally leave here and go get comics. So next week I'll be relevant.
So good.
Cap Sam 2 last week I really enjoyed.
Yeah, Cap was. Yeah, it was like that book is really amazing. Like, and I love that they have him on a plane. Like
they're super
they're
contained.
doing this weird thing of like, sometimes superheroes have to fly coach.
Yeah, I
and I love that.
Amazing.
I think it's great.
And the art in that book's amazing.
Yeah.
I really dig it.
What else from last week do you want to talk about? We've got to get out of here. We got to wrap. So
Cap, Deadpool versus Thanos ended. New Avengers #2 and Squirrel Girl #1 were all the last week's books.
Oh, Squirrel Girl was great. It was so fun.
Yeah,
they did that weird thing where they're like, "Oh, she's not a mutant," and it's like, "Come on, Marvel,
just let it be a thing.
Just let it be a thing."
There were a lot of moments of like, we know the rights.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to point out that Jeremy Ledger in the live chat said that Benedict looks like an older, aging Matt Key. I'll take it. I will take it. I will take it. And also, Raspberries has a request. His birthday is in 5 days. Early high fives?
Yep.
High five.
Woo!
Yeah.
I only have one 5-star shout out.
Oh, give it.
It is for Izzy52787. 5 stars. Thank you so much. And then I wrote down my 3 shout outs from the week. I wanted to shout out Dave West from Australia, who always watches, and thanks, Dave West. Adam Rosen sent me a Green Arrow pic that I loved.
Nice.
Of me looking like Green Arrow.
Yeah, it's the best. That was so
and
good.
I almost went as Green Arrow for Halloween because of that picture, but then I'm a
you went
Marvel
as a
guy, so
lion
I found it to
instead.
be- I went as a lion instead.
Yeah.
And then Simply Juan was like, I was at Kamikaze and almost bought you Deadpool hats. And just the idea of that was so endearing and sweet. I wanted to give Simply Juan _ clever name, some love. Thanks, man.
I met a couple of really cool fans at Kamikaze this last weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. Caesar was the first guy I met, and I cannot remember the name of the second dude, but he's like a badass skater.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
Well,
his train.
Yeah, and his girlfriend is she's super awesome because she's also a fan of Cosplay Coach.
Yeah,
they're super great
they
people,
were
man.
cool.
I love them.
God, I wish I feel like it starts with an R. I'm probably butchering
there are some
it. But,
wonderful people.
I know he tweeted out at us earlier, so shout out to you.
Kamikaze.
And Lone Wolfpack 04 is in the live chat today.
Lone Wolfpack.
First time in a long
Always
time.
on the tweets.
So,
I really like everyone. The only reason I'm fidgety so much is I'm gonna cry because I have to pee so bad.
It's
goodness.
okay.
So the
don't
last
worry.
10 minutes she was
Alright.
ignoring
If
us. She was
anyone's
just-
like, why is she jumping
What is
around and
wrong
really
with
not
this
moving?
girl?
It's because I'm
Okay.
gonna cry.
All
all right, so we're going to close it out. We're going to close it
She's
out.
used to scripted TV, not the live stuff.
By the way, all you
Bladder
fans who have sent me like Doctor Strange news anytime it breaks, I love it. I look at every single one of your tweets. Like, it's the best thing ever. So thank you so much. Anyway, we'll get out of here. Caesar. Hey, that was you, Caesar Lozano.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for saying hi. So that's our show. Thanks for joining us. Any final thoughts from anyone?
Justice Sucks wanted to shout out. Final thoughts. Watch Powers when it starts.
Okay.
Oh, that's me.
That's you. Is that also your thought?
Yeah, well, yeah, now it is. Everything was great. I like being here. I like everyone talking to me. I'll come back.
Yeah, please do.
I'll come back.
I can't say that I dislike having other female redheads on the show. Oh no, it's so terrible. Oh no. Please come back, Shelby. That's my
There's a
final
hashtag
I know.
Let Shelby Peace
Yeah.
now, which
Okay.
is
Yeah, I
fantastic.
just saw that. Yeah.
I
Find
just
me.
needed to explain. I
It's
just
fine.
didn't look like a
I know.
jerk.
That's okay. I'm always
Sweetheart.
itching. I'm always
It's
itching
cool.
because it's
It's
like
cool.
it's hot in here too, and it's cold outside. I don't like it. My final thoughts for the day: go and read comics because they're really
Yeah.
good
There's
right
a lot
now.
of really good
There's
stuff.
a
out
lot
there.
of really good stuff. So anyway, please don't forget to subscribe to our show on iTunes, Marvel Movie News, rate us, leave us a comment. Do the same thing on YouTube. You can find us through the Popcorn Talk Network website or on their YouTube page also. / Marvel News Show on the Facebooks. Like us, leave us comments. We do our best to respond. And at Marvel News PTN on Twitter. We're trying to get better at that too. So anyway, I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key.
I'm Meredith Placko at mplacko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at Coy Jandreau and an Instagram.
And
I am Shelby Steele at I am Shelby Steele.
thanks for joining us today. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.